Welcome back to Med Audio, guys. A lot of things are going on, and today we are going to speak about the Eversolo. Will be something different because there are a lot of reviews online, and I want to do something different. So we will speak today about 10 amazing things to do on the Eversolo. And let's start immediately with the first point. That is about versatility, so inputs and outputs. If I take the app, by the way, to install the app and doing the setup is, oh my god, really easy. It will take you 5 minutes and is working really good. And if we go here actually on source, look how many inputs and outputs do you have. So you have the possibility to choose from input source, internal player, Bluetooth, USB-C, optical in or coaxial in, and as output we have of course balance, XLR, analog RCA, so single-ended output, HDMI or optical or coaxial, and USB 2. So basically this is meaning that you can use your A6 in many ways. You can use it as a preamp because you can adjust the volume directly from A6, the Eversolo A6, or you can use it just as a deck, so with the full power that is going of course in your integrated amplifier and not in your power amplifier. Remember to do this. So if you have to go on your power amplifier, you will need the preamp. If you have to go on an integrated amplifier, you can also go with a direct mode. And here we have to speak also a little bit about some quality of the Eversolo A6 that I found it for the money to be really good. The sounds is really nice and enjoyable. It's not on the level of an external DAC like RME or SPL, for example, that are costing much more. It's not an endgame DAC solutions, but it gets his job done. Let's say that is more than an entry-level solutions, but adding an external DAC, something that the A6 is giving you the possibility to do it, it will for sure add more and more musicality. And here really I would like to see from Eversolo just a streamer without any DAC. We know that they have DAC solutions, only DAC without streamer. They have the A6 and the A8 without taking in considerations the master editions from A6, but they are lacking of only streaming solution, and I think they should release something like that. That is also really interesting. So here my recommendation is to purchase it like that without external DAC, use it as long as you can, enjoy it, and then in the future of course you can upgrade to a better DAC. And let's move to next point. There are many different ways to interact with the A6. The first one that is really immediate, it will give you the possibility to change and check all settings on the A6. Second way is through your smart app from Eversolo. Is amazing, is working really good. There is only a small point that I would like to see from Eversolo as futures upgrade, and I'm speaking about playlist. So if we open our Eversolo app and we click on streaming, we have the possibility to choose between Tidal, Qobuz, Amazon Music, Deezer, and so on. So for example, if I go inside Qobuz, then I select my playlist. All my playlist, it will appear here. The only problem is that is a little bit not really quick to load, so it's not really immediate. It will take maybe 1 second and is giving me the preview about what is inside the playlist. Something that it could be interesting, but it could be also a little bit annoying because you will find yourself to scroll so much before find the playlist that you are looking for. So basically to have a first look about only all the playlists without the preview, or at least be able to disable this preview view. But I'm not finished. Online you can also purchase the Eversolo remote control. I didn't purchase it, but I think I will do it because I really love to have a remote control. Is more quick and immediate compared to have to open the app each time. And let's move to next point. DAC filters and DAC settings, and that's important because it will change also a little bit your frequency response. So for example, if you open the Eversolo A6 instructions manual, you can see inside, 1 second, I have it here we go. These are all the Eversolo filters that you can change in your configurations. Are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 type of filters. But here I really recommend we start with something like the fast roll-off minimum phase filter. Now I don't remember if it's the standard that is coming with the Eversolo A6, I think not. And why I'm choosing this filter? Well, is the one that to my ears was sounding better. Also, don't try to switch between filters really quickly, because basically probably you will not hear any difference on the moment. But try to stack on one filter for 1 or 2 weeks before move to the next one, just to understand what is the difference and get used with the new sound too. Oh god, there is a lot of settings that you can do with the Eversolo A6, but there is one that is called, wait a moment because I don't remember, sample rate switch latency. And to reach these settings you have to go on source. These features is only for digital output, so when you are connected to an external DAC, and you can basically adjust this delay from 0 milliseconds to 3 seconds. Why these features is important? Well, when I connected the SPL Diamond DAC, what is happened that as soon you are streaming or you are playing any type of music with one sample rate that let's say for example is 44 kHz, everything is fine, but as soon you switch to another track that is for example coming with 192 kHz sample rate, then some DAC it could present a sort of relay click. So you hear these click sounds between the songs, making the whole experience a little bit annoying. So if you are experiencing this sort of click on the first seconds of the track, giving this delay, it will really help to have these click sounds outside the track before it starts. And here I give something like 1 second, so it really helps to forget about this relay click. Why we have this relay click? Well, there are some DAC that during the sample rate switching are presenting on the output a little bit of noise. So what engineers or designer are doing with the DAC is going to, let's say, mute the output to don't hear this sort of noise. So that's, I'm not saying this, I asked to experts that are designing DAC and they told me this stuff. So nice to have these features on the Eversolo A6, and I think is a features that every DAC, every streamer should have. And let's move to next point. Next point is the possibility to add an external hard disk or internal hard disk, as we will see to your Eversolo A6. The Eversolo A6, now I don't know the A8, but the specs are online. The A6 is coming with already a 32 GB of internal storage, where you can save all your favorite music. But if this is not enough, you can still add an SSD M2 drive up to 4 TB inside your A6 or A8 too. And how to do this? Well, really easy. All you have to do is lay the device upside down and remove the screws on the cover of the SSD slot. Then pull open the fastening clip to install the new SSD. Secure the hard disk by pressing the clip and then restore the screws and the cover. Something that I noticed when I was trying to close the cover again is that was a little bit hard to close it, and I was afraid to damage the hard disk. So I basically let it open. But I found that this problem was coming from a sort of rubber between the A6 and the cover, so don't worry about it, just push it down and close with the screw. After the installations, your A6 will find in automatic the new hard disk and will ask you to format the new volume. And basically now you are ready to transfer all your music from your NAS, for example, directly to your internal hard disk. Why I did this? Because my NAS is not always on. I don't like to let it on because it's really a little bit noisy, the fan is really a little bit noisy, and so I prefer to have an internal hard disk. I choose 1 terabyte, that was enough for me. And how to transfer your favorite music? Well, really easy. You will need a PC, a desktop computer connected to the same network. Then by digit your Eversolo A6 network address on your browser. You will be able to access to your A6 hard disk. Something that I don't like is that you cannot drop the full folders, but you have to do track by track, and I really recommend to take the SSD M2 and install it back on a desktop computer. I suggest to do these operations after you format the SD with the Eversolo A6, because it's going to create an Eversolo A6 music folder. And in this way you will be able to drop much faster all your folders without have to create again your library. I did like that and it's working really better. It's an amazing features, it's really nice. I mean, in this price that you have the possibility to install an M2 hard disk in your Eversolo is something really amazing. And let's move to next point. Parametric equalizations and the possibility to do a room corrections. What I really like is that you can do some presets, EQ configurations, and then choose in a second moment which one you want for each output. The graphic equalizations, it will give you something, how many there are, 16 bands, something like that, or maybe more. And the parametric equalizations, of course, will give you the possibility to adjust frequency, gain from -15 to 15 dB, and of course the Q from 0.1 to 100. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bands. And I'm not finished, you can choose between LPF, HPF or BPF. So low pass filter, high pass filter or band pass filter. But not only, we have also notch, peak, L shelf, H, shelf, APF. Oh my god, a lot of things. It's really well done. But the most beautiful things is that you can enable these features independently for your left and right speaker. Guys, what you want more? The A8 probably. The A8 will give you the possibility to take your filter that you work on WiiM EQ Wizard and import it directly on your A8. But the A6, I think for me is already really complete. And here we have the equalizations that I did for my speaker, that is only 1 band. I just cut on 36 Hz, that is one room mode, really strong that I have here, and I cut of -6, -8, something like that. I only like to cut. Do what you want, but I don't like to boost anything, just to cut, and I just cut these big room modes that I have in my rooms. Great, and let's move to next one. Next one is really interesting, is multi-channels reproductions. I'm speaking about Dolby Surround 5.1 reproductions through HDMI. If you know, guys, if you are following my channels, I have a full Dolby Atmos setup 5.2.4 with 4 speakers on ceiling. and I'm using the Marantz Cinema 40 to enjoy all this beautiful home theater. But unfortunately there is one thing that I can't manage to do it, and is about streaming a multi-channels track with EOS. EOS is the smart app of Marantz, because EOS is supporting only stereo reproductions. So for example, if I want to reproduce I have some DSD file that I purchased from nativedsd.com. It's a website where you can purchase some multi-channels and DSD records, that for some records will give you the possibility to choose between stereo and 5.1. And basically there is no way to reproduce these files from with EOS. So the A6, the Eversolo A6, it will give you the possibility to do this. How? All you have to do is connect an HDMI cable from your Eversolo A6 to your Marantz or your AVR receiver. Then from your Eversolo app, select as output port HDMI, and of course from your AVR select the HDMI port that you are using. In my case was media player. And that's it, that's all you have to do. Now you can select your multi-channels DSD file, and for example on my Marantz app I will be able to see that is an multi-channels input. I love stereo reproductions, but the possibility to have this new type of surround music is also really a beautiful feature. Try it, let me know what you think about it. But as I said, I have also an Atmos home theater, and I tried also to reproduce stream from my Eversolo an Atmos track on Tidal, because I have both Tidal and Cobas, but unfortunately is not working. I think because the HDMI port of Eversolo is only PCM and is not a pass-through, so it's not a bitstream output. I think, not sure about it. If you know, please let me know in the comment sections below. So unfortunately it didn't work. And also here is really something that I would like to see from Eversolo, the possibility to have an Atmos, fully Atmos capability output on the HDMI. Next point is also really interesting, probably the most interesting of this video, and is the possibility to install a third-party application. On your A6 or A8 there are a lot of apps that are already present there, like for example also Apple Music, something unusual for a high-res streamer. Generally Amazon and Apple Music are really hard to find it, but are there, on the Eversolo are there. And I'm not finished, you can basically install any application, any smart applications that you want. What you have to do is download the APK that you need on a USB device. And to find the APK just from your browser, I for example find this website that is called APK Combo. Of course there are other websites that are able to do this, but I found this one was fine. Then just perform a search of the smart app that you would like to have on your Eversolo A6 or A8, and I choose these frequency analyzer applications. Really interesting. I will just tell you in a minute why. Execute the download on your USB and then insert the USB on your Eversolo. The USB port will recognize in automatic that there is an app ready to be installed. You can use the touchscreen to set up your new app, and you are ready to go. The new app is in your Eversolo. Really easy, right? You can operate with your touchscreen or with these next features that it will take us to the next point. And I'm speaking about cast. So the possibility to see what you are seeing on your touchscreen Eversolo directly on your smartphone. So just go on cast, press it on your Eversolo app, and here we go. The display of the Eversolo, it will be directly here. Now if we go on apps, we have the possibility to test our new applications, so frequency generator. Why is really interesting these applications, and is mostly really interesting for all the users that don't have the possibility and the time to learn and play with software like Room EQ Wizard and doing some measures to understand your environment, how it's working, and where are the problems because each room is coming with problems, right? And without a microphone it will be really hard to find them. But with these frequency generators that we have here, you basically have the possibility to set the frequency that you want from 1 Hz to 22 kHz. Then all you have to do is press play and you will hear this frequency coming out from your speaker. Remember to set first the volume at the minimum, please. Well, I told you that I have a problem at 36 Hz, so by selecting 36 Hz and pressing play, oh god, I have something like plus 10 dB on this frequency. Make it really noisy, and really not clean when a sub bass note is hitting this range between 30 and 40 Hz. That's meaning that with the frequency generator, if you start, I suggest to start from 20, you don't need to start below 20 Hz. If you start with 20 and you hit play, then turn up a little bit the volumes and then move with plus till you reach a frequency that is too much boomy, that is not clean to you. In this way you will understand which frequency is a problem in your room. And now that you have this frequency, all you need to do is move to the equalizations and lower this frequency a little bit. That's meaning that also if you don't have a microphone, if you don't have experience and you don't want to learn new software, free software like Room EQ Wizard, you can still optimize your room. It's something that I ever saw in any also more expensive device. So it will open to you a lot of possibility. Beautiful. Next point is also really interesting and is about CD playback and CD rip. And actually I just sold my Rotel CD ELF Tribute, something that I was not using. All the CD that I need I was ripping them with my computer. But if you don't have a computer, you can still do it with your Eversolo. And not only, you can also play it directly. If you purchase something like that, I have this Samsung DVD writer, portable DVD writer, is a USB CD, and I really paid something like 20 bucks. It's nothing. And by connecting these to your USB port of your Eversolo A6 or A8, the Eversolo will recognize it immediately in automatic. And you can basically play your favorite CD directly from here. Something that I really don't like because it's a little bit noisy and I prefer to rip the CD. So it's something that you can also do it with your A6 or A8. I don't mention the master editions, but of course is also there. Rip the CD is also really intuitive. I don't know why it's not in the instructions manual how to rip the CD, but I found it externally also on what is a forum, a sort of support guide from Eversolo website, where is explaining step by step. Is really well done. That's what I use it to rip the CD. You have to click on the ripper icon on the CD interface on your Eversolo touchscreen. Then you can choose the destinations that could be the 32 GB that are already inside your Eversolo, or the M2 hard disk that we just installed. And then start and we'll do all the process for you. So I really recommend to do it this way because something like that is pretty noisy. I don't recommend it. And all this is take us to the last point number 10, and I'm sorry guys, there is no point number 10, I only found 9 interesting points, but I really couldn't call this sort of review 9 amazing things that you can do with your Eversolo. It doesn't sound good, right? So point number 10 for saying, guys, that what I have to say, the Eversolo A6 is for me a really great product for the money. Tell me another streamer DAC that is coming with this price range category and the possibility to make all these points that I was speaking about here with you guys today. For me, the app experience is fantastic. It has some small things that I would like to see corrected from Eversolo, and for sure they will watch also this video. But for the rest, it's attractive, versatile, it's full of features, solutions, and after spending several times with it, I can absolutely recommend it. And that's it. I have nothing more to say about the Eversolo A6. If you enjoyed, guys, this review, if you found it useful, please hit the like buttons, taking considerations to subscribe to support my work, and see you soon. Peace.